Oleksii, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It's absolutely awesome to have you on board, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's awesome to be here. Now, we tried to record the podcast earlier. There are a couple of technical difficulties, so we're back again. We're trying it once again. So it's going to be interesting for us to go over this once more. And obviously, Oleksii has Maria there who's going to be helping us with a little bit of the translation. Now, my Ukrainian is 0, and your English is way better than my Ukrainian. So I think we're going to be okay. But for when we need her, Maria's in the background there. That's going to be helping us out. So we're excited there. So Oleksii, like we spoke about earlier, man, when you first came into strength sports and training, you were very, very young, right? You were in your teens.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah. It's
I start at 16. I start in a trainings strongman at 16, but sports in general in 15.
Did you play any so not strength-based sports, but did you play any other general sports prior to getting involved with strongman?
No, before strongman it was gym, like usual.
But like bodybuilding type stuff, like you were just looking to get bigger, or like you were just going with your friends? What like initially got you going to the gym?
You remember this? Я понимаю. You remember the time when compete Jay Cutler, and I saw this competition, and I really want looks like Jay Cutler. So that time I think goal time bodybuilding, and in that age I see this competition, and I was very excited bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Go to gym and pump my muscle training, and it's like one of way my training.
Yeah. It's interesting that you kind of say that, because many people come into the sport, whether it be through bodybuilding, or maybe powerlifting, or CrossFit, or rugby, or some of these other sports. It's very, very interesting to see everyone coming in with something slightly different. But like you kind of say there, bodybuilding and Jay Cutler, like incredible role models. Like he is just at his peak. He was incredible to look at, man. His physique was wow. Yeah. So like for you, did you find pleasure in the gym when you first started training? Did you enjoy it from the get-go, or was it something you had to learn to love?
I prepare for strongman 1 year, and I like this. Like training a lot for me, only without coach, only read some magazine and some link in internet. Yes. Next step, I meet my first coach and start training like strongman. And I like this from my first day, and for this moment.
Yeah.
So,
it's like like when I started training strongman, it kind of feels like you just want more. You want to try more. You want to try the different. You want to try the log. You want to try the farmers. You want to try the yoke. You want to try the
events,
yeah, there's just so much.
It's very interesting. Not like powerlifting, only three events. It's not interesting like strongman for me.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. It's really interesting because you have to train so many different movements, different angles, different carrying loads. It really takes a lot of thought as well as the muscle to be able to carry it out 100%. So for you, when you first started out, did you find that there was anything that you were naturally really good at or really struggled with in strongman when you first started?
Когда ты начал тренироваться, ты сразу увидел какие-то упражнения, в которых ты хорош, в которых ты плох, или тебе как бы...
Как типа я полюбил сразу.
I loved it from the first.
Что?
I loved it from...
I love it from first, like firms work, yoke race, and something like this. But dumbbell was the worst event for me. Как бы я смирился? Я смирился с тем, что это моя дырка. Это мое худшее упражнение.
Не знаю, I agreed that...
I agreed with dumbbell. It's my the worst event, and okay, I need to prepare for log and another event. But one moment I feel these techniques and feel better and better, and on some event, some competition in dumbbell, and I think it's great events for me. So now I'm world record holder.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's so crazy that you say that dumbbell is your worst event and you currently hold a world record in dumbbell. That's crazy. That's so funny. That's so funny. Wow. Okay. Because like coming into it, obviously you spent a really short time training for strongman before you kind of went into like Ukraine's strongest man, right? It was like a year or less and you won the competition.
Sorry.
The connection is bad. Just a sec.
Repeat, please.
So all I was saying is it was very, very fast, the time you had to train before you got into like Ukraine's strongest man, some of your like higher end competitions. You came in very, very young and you had a very short window, short time to train. So how did you find that, kind of trying to cram it all in? Because I know you won your first Ukraine strongest man, right? And then you've won them since.
Yes.
So was it 5 years running?
4 years. But one interesting fact is I lost my title before World Strongest Man, because I can send you video why this happens, and it's very funny too.
So this was actually during the competition?
Yeah. It's
mystery, and then you can...
It's will be mystery for this moment.
You can put this video into your...
Yes, you can put this video in your interview. It will be very interesting for people. All people.
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Yeah. But I mean, well, when you compare it, Ukraine's strongest man, world's strongest man, I would personally want to be world's strongest man, so I don't mind too much. I would happily lose England's strongest man if it meant that I could win world's strongest man. Like that's fine with me.
Yes. But at that moment I was sad. I lose this title, so it's a problem for me, and but maybe this lose push me for better preparing for World Strongest Man. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. And I think coming into strongman, obviously when you first really came onto the pro scene, man, it was amazing to watch, because you are so young, you were so ferocious. There were lots of eyes on you, and we spoke about this before. Myself and Lawrence Charlet, I actually checked earlier. the podcast we did was over a year ago, and we were talking about just how incredibly on form you were looking, how ferocious you were, how good you were doing, but also how much you were competing. You know, when we were looking at it, you were competing, it was every single weekend, like year on year. It was absolutely crazy to watch. So for you, did you feel like you had to do as many competitions as you could to gain the knowledge and gain that experience? Or was it just that you were hungry for it? What was it that kind of kept you going back to those comps?
Смотрели тебя в прошлых годах, классный, типа на весной прошлого года, вот, ну и они впечатлились тому, что ты часто соревновался, что это было для тебя, это был интерес, ты зарабатывал knowledge, знания какие-то, или ты просто...
If we talk about last year, 2019, it's for me it's new experience. Of course, it's pro league. I need some experience from pro, because amateurs league and the pro, it's different. It's different weight, it's different events, and a lot of difference. So I need to make some experience for competition, for next competition. And you know, it's this problem in mind. 3 years ago, all competitors like Brian Shaw, Thor Bjornsson, Mateusz Kiliszkowski, and other strongman will be for me, was for me, were for me strongman star. So that's why перешагнуть барьер, когда ты начинаешь с одним соревноваться и можешь побеждать.
Go over the barrier.
Go over of barrier and compete and beat this strongman. It's something changing your mind.
Yeah. It very, very, it's like when you spend, when you're younger and you watch all of the people that you aspire to be like, and it's like, wow, Brian Shaw, Adam Bishop, you know, Eddie Hall, Thor Bjornsson. And then you're like, I'm competing against Thor Bjornsson. This is crazy. Like, and I have to beat him. 100%. Like, you have to change the way, you have to flick that switch to be like, you're cool, man, but now I got to beat you.
Yes.
Yeah, it must be very, very weird. Now, did you feel, obviously, like, we can't go around talking about the fact that you are so young. Like, the joint youngest with John Paul Sigmundsson for the youngest world's strongest man ever. Like, the fact that you are so young, do you feel that maybe like some of the other athletes originally weren't too worried about you because you were just like the new young guy on the block, and now you can kind of, you come out of nowhere and taken everyone out?
Насколько я поняла, имеется в виду, что чувствовал ли ты, что другие спортсмены, ну, как-то, типа, не боялись тебя из-за того, что ты... Я не поняла, боялись или не боялись, потом поговори об этом, что, типа, новенький, молоденький, как бы, непонятно...
Yes, you're right. A lot of sportsmen, a lot of people in some internet chat talk about World Strongman 2020, and nothing talk about me in top 3, maybe 3-5 people talk about maybe Novikov will be in the podium, but nothing about first place, nothing. So that's why it will be interesting, because my family and my friends know my strength, and we talk about competition, and I look all event and как будет считать.
Count или think?
Ну, считать, рассчитывать, придумать, там, рассчитывать.
to count on something.
We count about all events, and I know I have a good chance for top three. It's 90%, but maybe first place. We talk about this, and I don't know why. I know why people talk about Tom Stoltman and other people, because it's popular strongman. That's why. So it's England.
Favorites.
English favorite sportsman in England. So that's why it's normal.
Yeah.
But something may be changing in competition.
Oh man, you changed everything. You changed everything. It was like, okay, Halfdor Bjornsson, 6'9", 200 kilos, freak of nature. No one can beat this guy. It's crazy. He's going to be world's strongest man forever. And then you have athletes like yourself, far shorter, nowhere near as heavy, but so much power, so much speed, so much velocity that you just flipped everything on its head. It was like, oh, okay, you don't have to be 7 foot tall and 300 kilos to win world's strongest man. Like, if you really work hard, you did it. You did it.
Thank you much. Yes, it's very good for a lot of people who are regular like me. It's regular people.
Oleksii, I don't think you can call yourself regular. You in yourself are superhuman.
I about body weight and body size.
Yeah.
Size. So I was not a big man in life. I wear regular t-shirt and clothes. So not like Tor Bjornsson or Brian Shaw. And this one I show all people and give chance for world man in future.
Yeah.
It's very.
It's good for the sport.
Which I'm happy about.
It's
Huge.
It's huge for all people and young sportsmen in the future. It's
I completely agree. I think for you really broke the boundaries and you showed that it was possible for people of all shapes and sizes, even if you are shorter.
It's a lot of popular in all sportsmen because all young men, young boys see for look at Brian Shaw and Tom Stoltman, Bjornsson, and it's not possible for me one ever this competition and beats this sportsman. So he not compete. That doesn't compete only training for yourself or for girl and something else. So this one I push a lot of regular men for believe in yourself and training hard and do follow the dream.
Yeah, follow the dream, man. That's beautiful. I love that. That's so true. And I think it's brilliant to see that you've set the foundation now. You have broken that stigma, but now it's an interesting time for you because you're now on top. You're on top of the world. You're number one. You're top dog. And everyone's eyes are on you right now, Oleksii. So how does that feel for you, knowing that everyone wants that for that first place and they're coming after you because they know that you are the benchmark now of what they've got to beat? How does that feel for you?
Ты чувствуешь на формате первого места, да?
Все на тебя смотрят, все от тебя чего-то ждут. Скажи, что это responsibility.
Ну?
Скажи, что это большая ответственность.
It's как большая?
Big, huge.
It's big, huge как responsibility for me, yes. And I know I don't не чувствую. I don't feel full my words on this man. I don't understand all как масштаб. Как будет масштаб? All масштаб. So maybe in the future I understand all, and maybe I understand in future.
I don't think that that's going to be the case for a little while, man. I think you're on a good run. You found your groove, and I think it's interesting to look at. Obviously, when from things I've read, even in the World's Strongest Man finals, like you still kind of said that you didn't feel 100%. Like I read things that you said, like maybe your tummy was a bit funny and you had some issues with the food that was out there. So even knowing that you weren't, what we call like firing on all cylinders, you weren't 100% at your best, you could still produce a world winning appearance. Do you know what I mean?
Ну, говорит, что он читал о том, что у тебя были какие-то там проблемы с животом, что не до конца был уверен даже во время финала, ты не до конца был уверен в том, что у тебя все-таки будет победа, типа, ну, как-то так, что несмотря на всякие проблемы.
I don't know where you read this, but from after first event, I was very serious, ready for competition and ready for win. And all events, I feel better and better in mind. Yes, I had some problem with body. It's so tired and some pain back and all muscle. It's not normal for this competition. It's at the highest level. So, but in my mind, I all event one by one, I will be more.
I was more confident.
I was more confident in my one, and after first day in the final, I think really I can won this competition. So maybe really it's possible, and I not believe in this. And как типа отгонял эти мысли?
Push the thoughts away.
I push these thoughts away because if I dream something, it's of course not will not happen. So I think about this competition like my work. I need to do all right and only only without something dreams and only work.
You're not being distracted by your dreams. You're focused on the task at hand. I think that's kind of what you're kind of trying to get across.
It's very important for strongman and for all sportsmen who compete.
100%. Now, I'm interested to kind of get into this because obviously for yourself, you're from the Ukraine, especially at competitions like World's Strongest Man or maybe World Ultimate Strongman. There might not be so many competitors or any competitors that are coming from the same country as you. When you look at the guys from the UK or America, and they have their own small communities, it becomes apparent that it's a case of especially on TV, that they showed a lot the kind of bond between you and Mikhail Shevlyakov really blossomed. So how did that kind of come about? Because obviously I know you guys love to fire each other up before lifts and stuff. Where did that friendship come from between you two?
Дружба с Шевляковым откуда началась, потому что в Англии у каждого свой комьюнити, у них там много спортсменов с одной стороны, с твоей стороны нет, и как ты подружился с Шевляковым, откуда началось?
The first time we meet in Arnold's competition when I was amateurs, but we talk for a little bit. Next time we meet in Arnold's Pro 19th, and we a lot of speak because we understand our language and not understand English. So we как мы дружим также.
We are friends.
I friends with Martin Litzes too. We talking a lot and spend a lot of time when I in USA training together and enjoy something and spend time.
Yeah.
So with Mikhail Shevlikov, we really friend. We are real friend because a lot of we support each other and we know our mentality.
Yeah.
It's different Russian, Ukrainian, and England and USA. That's why we are so crazy. I think maybe without stopping our mind, only in forward.
Yeah. And it's very interesting that you say that because you, to an extent, I feel like you can kind of see it. I feel like you can definitely see it. And I think, I mean, Shevlikov is just the most fantastic example of that. You know, anytime there's like 360, 380, 400 on the bar, you know, every single time, but he just keeps on going. It could be the first pull, the blood comes, the eyes, the veins. Shevlikov doesn't mind. It's okay. Like, it's just like, oh, and we're done. It's all good. Walks off, wipes his nose, and next one. You're like, what? It's just lost so much blood. What's going on? And you guys are like, nah, it's fine.
Yes, it's normal for Misha. Yes.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I feel like, especially watching Shevlikov watch you, I kind of feel like maybe he sees a younger version of himself in you. There's kind of like the like father-son strongman figure going on here. Yeah.
Some strongman joke about me and Misha ask me, where your father? Where Misha?
I love that. That's so funny. That's so funny. So kind of pushing forward, obviously, you've got your great success behind you. Looking forward to future competitions. We've got the World Ultimate Strongman coming up. Hopefully everything will be going ahead with that. How are you feeling going into this event? Obviously, previous experiences show that when people win World's Strongest Man, obviously it's very taxing on you, especially with everything else you have to do afterwards. And that people usually feel that they're very drained, they're very tired, their body hurts, and they don't necessarily feel that they can perform as well kind of straight afterwards. How are you feeling in your body moving forward, going into hopefully this World Ultimate Strongman competition?
Многие спортсмены после того, как побеждают World Strongest Man, они чувствуют себя уставшими, такими-сякими, которые не очень, с много событий после этого, которые их утомляют, и они не очень хотят чувствовать себя готовыми к соревнованиям. Как ты чувствуешь себя по поводу?
Yes, you're right. It's really hard for each World Strongest Man every year, but I focus in the next competition, all public work like interview or something else. So it's some чуть-чуть усложняет, но в целом это работа.
Makes it a bit harder.
It's make some harder, but it's our title, it's our work, so it's normal for us.
Yeah, it's part of winning World's Strongest Man. is that you kind of have to go through that. But I think, thankfully for you, looking ahead to World's Ultimate Strongman, you know, when you look at the events, you've got the deadlift in there, which you proved at World's Strongest Man. You're an absolute monster on that deadlift, man. That was absolutely brilliant to see. The dumbbells coming back as well. We've already spoken about it. We know you've got a good dumbbell in there. We know you've got a good carry in there. So again, I kind of feel like looking ahead at the competition and looking at the people in there with a half decent, consistent effort, I still think, you know, top three, maybe even first place again, man. You know, I think that is genuinely on the cards for you. How do you feel going into this? How does your body feel? Do you feel ready for this? Do you feel fired up? Or do you feel like you're still struggling a little bit to get over everything post World's Strongest Man?
Говорит, что там упражнения твои хорошие для тебя, и он типа тебе предвещает тройку или даже первое место. А как ты думаешь, как ты чувствуешь себя по поводу этих соревнований? World's Strongest Man Ultimate в феврале.
Yes. Not the best event for me, but some probably event for me, like axle deadlift, because it's so low deadlift for me. And it's problem because today I had a little bit problem with my back, more than it was before. I made this problem with back in Brian Shaw Classic in timber carry when I lift timber. So now I recover my back and hope all will be great for World Ultimate Strongman. And I show all my strength, and I hope to be in a podium, and really hope to win this competition.
Yeah,
I do all for this. Everything.
Yeah.
I do everything for this.
yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, man, 100%. I can see that. And kind of, obviously, we've had a lot of issues with COVID and the lockdown and not necessarily being able to fly and compete and do all of these competitions. And thankfully, WUS, World Ultimate Strongman, had put on the Feats of Strength series, which I know obviously you participated in because you got that freaking awesome dumbbell world record, man. That was really, really cool to see. For you, moving forward, are there any other feats of strength that you think that you would like to have a go at? Obviously, absolutely crushed the 537 kilo deadlift world record. And I just want to go out there and say, you made it look easy, man. It looked easy. You look like you had more in the tank. So what are you thinking? Are you going to take up any of these feats of strength? And if so, what would you like to compete in? If you could choose anything, what would you like to try?
Немножко потерялась. Он говорит, он говорил про deadlift, про то, что ты сделал, это было очень легко.
Почему вопрос?
Вопрос какой-то дурацкий, потому что, типа, был карантин, было то и сё, и можешь ли ты использовать что-то для себя, какие-то, типа, что-то из того, что ты использовал раньше, для того, чтобы, типа, усилить свою силу, как-то так, ну, я не помню.
Интересно.
Okay. Can you please make the question more exact, because what do you mean by this? What should he use to?
So with the World Ultimate Strongman, they had the various feats of strength. Oleksii competed and he did his dumbbell 100 dumbbell for reps. If he could try any other event, what would he like to try in the feats of strength series that World Ultimate Strongman have been putting on?
You mean the event, right? Like,
yeah,
which event?
If Oleksii can pick any event, what would he choose?
Ты уже понял, или если ты мог выбрать любое из этих упражнений, что бы ты выбрал, какое твое там, ну, типа, если ты уже там дамбл ты показывал силу, там сам показывал, что бы ты еще выбрал?
Чтобы еще какое упражнение добавил бы сюда?
Ну, какое упражнение ты бы хотел показать себя в нем, там, может быть?
It will be very interesting, and I think and I hope I can beat world record in shield carry. I really like for max meters.
Yeah.
All competition when I compete only when I competing before I won this event very easy and beat a lot of stronger sportsmen than me. Only Hafter Bjornsson beat me in a 2018 Arnold's Pro in USA.
Was that with the Husfeld?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was amazing.
But if Thor carry before me, yes, if he carried before, I know his result and beat him, like Thor beat me. It's very important to know results.
100%. And I think, do you know what? It's amazing you brought that up because I love to go back to when they first introduced the Wheel of Pain.
Yeah.
Because for everyone, they were like, wow. And then you step out and you absolutely nailed it. You did so good. And I was like, but because no one else had been, no one had anything to compare it to. So the people watch and they go, oh, okay, Oleksii's done okay. Then the next competitor comes out, doesn't get anywhere near you. Then the next competitor comes out, doesn't get anywhere near you. And then only then you're like, wow, Oleksii did really, really good. So I think it's amazing that you're right. If you know what you have to beat, that's so much easier for you, right?
Yeah, right.
100%. Now, for you kind of moving forward, obviously you don't have so many options in terms of competitions coming up. So are you looking ahead and picking and choosing competitions this year that you would like to attend? Or are you kind of once again just going to try and do as many competitions as you can?
Ты сейчас выбираешь соревнования из списка, на которые ты хочешь пойти, или ты все равно хочешь, типа, как можно больше пройти соревнований?
I'm so young for как выбрать? For choose competition. I recover so fast, and for me, как достаточно времени, чтобы for me, it's enough time for recovery between competition, and it's not a problem for me. I compete in all competition when I can do this. If I not problem with health and some event, some competition, как не будет пресекаться.
Not at the same date.
No, in the same date. But if of course, if competition will be 3 weeks, как типа каждую неделю. Every week it will be problem, of course, but if every month, it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's going to be the nice thing across 2021 is that it's going to kind of be a slow introduction, which means we aren't necessarily going to have competitions every week, but you know, the Arnolds will always be there, World Ultimate Strongman will be there, you know, World Strongest Man, all of the big shows which we know and we love and we want to see you compete at, which also brings me on to Giants Live, man. We want to see Oleksii at more Giants Live shows. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah.
I know about for competition when I can compete. It's European Strongest Man and some competition in Giant Live when I can compete in this year. So I hope take part all of them, and hope to win.
Yeah, man, I would love to. I would love to. I would 100% be there. No one will be able to hold me back, whether it's a Leeds, Manchester. I'll drive there. I'll run there if I have to, man. If I get to see you compete, man, I'm good. I'm good. That's wicked. So, Oleksii, I like to finish the podcast in the same way with everyone. So this is going to be an interesting one for you and Maria to kind of talk to each other through, because it's a question. Everyone gets the same question, and I'm interested to hear what your answer is going to be. Okay?
Окей. Что?
Он задаст один вопрос, он всем задает один и тот же вопрос в конце. Вот. Он сейчас задаст его, хочет слушать, какой будет твой ответ.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I want you to imagine that you are going into a time machine, and you are teleported back in time to when you are maybe 10, 11 years old. Okay?
Ну, типа, ты ему принеси, что бы ты сказал.
Пока он не договорил дальше. Okay, so.
And during that time, you now get to spend a few moments with your younger self. And in that time where you can talk to your younger self, you have some time to give them some wisdom, some knowledge, some skills, maybe a way that they should live their life to help your younger self get through everything that you have got through in your life now to get to today. What do you tell your younger self?
Чтобы я сказал своему
младшему себе, да. Чтобы он прошел какие что-то знания, передал, что бы ты хотел ему сказать.
In general, I think I nothing say because I think I did all right, and now I так же не, ну, типа, if I made some mistakes, I need to make this mistake. So now I Oleksii Novikov такой, какой должен быть. И
who I must be.
Who I must be. So it's I nothing say because I think как типа я развивался и делал типа ошибки, которые нужны были мне.
I was developing, I was making mistakes.
I как давай develop.
I was developing.
I was develop and
made mistakes
that I needed to make. So maybe I say me in 10 years eat more and training harder. Yes. I have not so big weight, and it's problem for me in strongman. Maybe I won this event, won this competition last year.
Maybe by now you'd be 2 times world's strongest man if you ate more. Amazing. Oleksii, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board. Maria in the background, thank you so much for doing your translation. Thanks for everything. You guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Really excited to see where you go from here, Oleksii. I honestly think the sky is the limit for you, man. Like, you've done amazing things. You're looking hungry. You're looking ready. You're looking focused. And talking to you now here, man, it sounds like there are big things coming. So I'm really excited for this. Thank you so much for coming on board, man. And we'll definitely have to get you back on again someday.
Thank you very much for this speech. Нет, как?
For these words.
For these words, yes. It's very important for hear this. Thank you for your work and interesting for my person. Thank you.